All right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Okay, guys, so Bitcoin is seeing a really nice bounce from our pitchfork midline. And yesterday we talked about how a couple levels of resistance that we had, that if Bitcoin was going to remain bullish, then we needed to reclaim those targets right away. And if we did not reclaim those targets, we could see the bigger drop to that 96.5 point of control of our more macro range. But Bitcoin is seeing a nice push up from our pitchfork. And these major pitchfork levels of this high time frame pitchfork have always given us really nice swing trade opportunities. And we are seeing another nice swing to day trade long opportunity off of this pitchfork. Now, I told you guys yesterday I didn't get in on the long on this, but we did have an opportunity to get in earlier today. So first off, let's go ahead and pull our range of the past 6 weeks, our 6-week range. We can go ahead and pull that here. And let me go on the Coinbase chart because Coinbase is a little bit better. You can see here on the Coinbase chart. And let's go ahead and pull this back just a bit here to about right here. Yes. Okay. And on the Coinbase chart earlier today, you can see we did come up to that bearish backtest of the value area low. That was the first resistance that we said in yesterday's video Bitcoin needed to reclaim in order to remain bullish. Well, throughout the day, yesterday, after bouncing from our pitchfork midline, we rose up kind of steadily and backtested that value area low, and we were getting a rejection, and we were getting a pretty harsh rejection here as we were rejecting from that value area low, and things did look pretty bearish at the moment. And I did even post in the Discord, we could see lower if this rejection, we closed the daily candle rejecting this value area low. But what ended up happening is, you can see if I pull a golden pocket just from the lows of yesterday to the highs of that bearish backtest of the value area low, we dropped after rejecting from the value area low, we dropped to our local golden pocket. Now, if Bitcoin was going to form a higher low and start to pump, this was the area that needed to hold between the golden pocket and the 786, which is near the bottom of our channel. And you can see Bitcoin bounced perfectly from the local golden pocket and has now been pumping pretty nicely to the upside. Not only reclaiming the value area low, but reclaiming yesterday's second resistance level that we did talk about. This resistance level here being a naked daily point of control, a point of control, and our local golden pocket. If we pull our golden pocket here, you can see that was our confluence of resistance. Busted straight through it, no reaction, and now we've busted up all the way up to our anchored VWAP. This anchored VWAP is from the all-time highs, our anchored VWAP from the all-time highs. And if Bitcoin is going to form a lower high, this is an area where we could expect Bitcoin to get a rejection or just a little bit higher. And I'll talk about that in just a second here. But first, let's zoom out and let's go onto the daily chart. And you can see here, actually, let's do the 6-hour chart. Yeah, this is our channel, our descending channel that we've been trading in for this range. I formed this descending channel from the all-time highs to your lower high target hitting that 886, and then down to your initial range lows, or the range lows on the dump of June 5th. And you can see we've been nicely chopping around in this channel. We did bounce from the bottom of the channel, wicked a little bit past it to hit the pitchfork midline. I'll show you guys that chart right now. This is the big pitchfork we've been following. Hit that pitchfork midline pretty much perfect and are seeing a nice bounce. But you can see even on this chart, on the Bybit chart, I do have some resistance coming up above where we do need to be concerned about a potential rejection. So first, let me throw the anchored VWAP on from the all-time high. We're at that anchored VWAP right now, but you can see just above that anchored VWAP is a liquidity grab into a golden pocket. And we did highlight this in yesterday's video. The liquidity grab, internal liquidity grab into a golden pocket, is always a good opportunity to at least take some profits or to potentially look for short positions. Now, I do think that Bitcoin reclaiming this value area low the very next day after losing it is a very bullish sign. And we are back within the range. We are back within the fair value, even above the point of control. Both the point of control on Bybit and the point of control on Coinbase, which is a little bit lower. That point of control on Coinbase, let's go ahead and turn that range on. You can see reclaimed both points of control, even reclaimed our channel midline. And I am still looking at that golden pocket that's just above us. I will look to TP some of the long. By the way, if you didn't get in on the pitchfork bottom, you could have got on that bullish backtest of the golden pocket. You're high or low on the golden pocket, and you've already had a nice winning trade throughout the day from that. But yes, Bitcoin is looking pretty good here, recovering pretty well. We did have some scary geopolitical news happen earlier today, and that caused a little bit of a dump in this area. Let's zoom in onto the 1 hour chart. This kind of flash crash we saw and rejection from the bearish backtest of the range was also a little bit of a news scare, a geopolitical news scare, but that seems to have subsided a bit, and the markets are rallying right now. Bitcoin is looking good. Some of the altcoins are pumping really good. And I am still concerned about a lower high coming in overall before rejecting and coming down to that 96.5K point of control. So let's go ahead and talk about, let's just zoom out to the daily real quick. First of all, on the daily, you can see we are seeing a nice green dot on Market Cipher B, and our momentum wave is bottoming out. On NAMI, we also got the green dot, momentum wave bottomed out, and it's nicely, both of them are nicely now starting to curve to the upside. But I will warn, our money flow is still draining out of the asset. And unless money flow can flip today with today's candle close, which is going to be in about an hour and 15 minutes, if this money flow can start to kind of round off on Market Cipher B or even come into the green on NAMI, we could see this pump continue for a bit more. The levels that I'm watching, I showed you guys a couple of them yesterday. Now, our two local resistances got busted through. The 102.4 was the first level of resistance we were looking at, the bearish backtest of the value area low after losing the range. Well, we were able to reclaim that, and we were even able to reclaim our local golden pocket and point of control area of the range. So now if we close our daily candle this bullish above the point of control, we could suspect that we might even work our way up to the value area high of the range, around 108.5. So yeah, daily momentum waves are looking pretty good here. If we go on to the 8 hour chart, our green dot has occurred on both NAMI and Market Cipher B, but our money flow still doesn't look the best here. And the anchored VWAP, first of all, is an area of resistance. You can see last time we came up to that anchored VWAP, we did see a harsh rejection of that anchored VWAP. We could see that rejection again, and this could be the end of the pump for today, or even a continuation down to make new lows. But I do like that golden pocket. If we pull our golden pocket from the all-time, or from our lower high to our lows, okay, this golden pocket's the golden pocket we're at right now. So this golden pocket is one of the levels we highlighted yesterday in confluence with our anchored VWAP. But the golden pocket from the all-time highs down to our range lows, you can see this golden pocket is just a bit higher, and we do have that liquidity grab into it. So we are at resistance right now, guys. Be aware we could roll over from where we are at now. I would say both golden pockets are valid. This golden pocket has the anchored VWAP, which is very, very tough resistance. If we are going to remain in a downtrend, then this volume-weighted anchored VWAP is going to be an area where we could put in the lower high and continue to roll over and roll down. But if we can start to close even hourly candles above that anchored VWAP, I would expect to move up to the next golden pocket, which is going to be right around 107K. Let me zoom out so you guys can see that. Between 106,737 and 107,178 on Coinbase, with a nice liquidity grab into that golden pocket. So here's what I am looking at doing. If this is a potential area I'm interested in looking for a short from, but we are not just going to short just because it's a level of resistance. We have to see confirmation to enter the short trades. So as we're coming up into this golden pocket, if we do make it up into this golden pocket, I'm going to zoom in on the 15-minute, 30-minute, and under charts and look for bear divs. If we are seeing bear divs on the chart and we get the confirmed swing failure pattern. So a lot of you guys have asked me how to trade swing failure patterns in the descriptions in the comments. And with a swing failure pattern, generally you're looking, and I would be zooming in on the 15-minute or under. So let's go to the 15-minute chart. If we continue to pump up to this area and we pierce that level, this level is 106,553 on Coinbase. If you pierce that level and hit into your golden pocket and you reject, and then you start to lose the level after piercing it, you start to lose that level. You're losing a swing high. And that is when you can enter the short. Once you lose the level, you can enter your short. That's the wrong one. You can enter your short with your stop going above that high that was created into the golden pocket, and then you would be targeting lower targets. You first and foremost can target the local golden pocket, and we'll have to pull that once it's there. But an example of that is you would just go from your higher low up to the golden pocket. This area here looks like it's in confluence with our VWAP around 1025, and that's also going to be in confluence with our range value area low. So if Bitcoin is going to continue to range within the range we've been in for 6 weeks, if we see a rejection off the swing failure pattern into golden pocket, an area of take profit would definitely be this 1025 area, 1025, 1024, where then we could bounce, reestablishing price action back within our range and continue to just trade the range. Look for longs near the lows of the range, look for shorts near the highs of the range. So that is how I would trade this local resistance coming up, and that is in the scenario that we even make it up there. We could reject from the golden pocket anchored VWAP that we're at right now. But it's not looking too bearish right now. We do see some bear divs coming in on the chart. You can see here higher highs on the price action, lower highs on the momentum waves. Not very much lower highs, but also if we look at the most important thing, our money flow is showing lower highs in the money flow. So we have bear momentum divs and bear money flow divs here up into a key resistance. Also, NAMI, you can see NAMI's printing some very nice bear divs here. Lower highs in the momentum waves, higher highs in the price action here on the 15-minute chart. And money flow is now coming back out of the asset. This is definitely a take profit level. If you did long either yesterday on the lows or on the golden pocket higher low, I would definitely be looking to take some profit where we're at now, secure a partial win. Okay, let's zoom out. First, let's zoom into the 5-minute chart. Let's see how this looks. Okay, money flow doesn't look the worst here, and we aren't really seeing any bear divs. Let's go to the hourly chart. Okay, hourly chart's not showing any bear divs really, so that is looking pretty good. If we do make it up to this golden pocket, though, we could be seeing some slight bear divs on the chart. With us pushing up into this golden pocket, we would have higher highs on the price action, and then we would have potentially lower highs on the momentum waves, depending on how high this momentum wave went. Money flow on Market Cipher B has now crossed over into the red again on the hourly chart, and our momentum wave is looking pretty toppy here. So once again, guys, we are at resistance, and this is an area to look for a potential short or to at least take profit. NAMI, the money flow looks pretty good, but we are creating those bear divs as well. And let's zoom out to the 2-hour chart. Okay, so when we zoom out to the 2-hour chart, this is when things start to look a little bit more bullish for Bitcoin. First off, we bounced from the bottom of the channel, and we did bounce from our pitchfork midline of a high time frame, very important key pitchfork. We have made it back within our volume profile, and you can see here on the money flow, we are crossing into the green on NAMI here, or not on NAMI, on Market Cipher B, and actually on NAMI as well, crossing into the green here. And with our money flow crossing to the green on some of the more of these intermediate time frames, that at the very least tells me that we might just continue to range. Even if we reject from where we're at now, I would want to see us come down, maybe bounce from the point of control, or come down to that value area low and bounce from the value area low. We do have the green dot on the daily, and we have to remember those green dots, when they do confirm, they do tend to give us a couple days of upwards momentum. Let's go on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay, money flow is curving to the upside again, and we did get that momentum wave bottoming out on Market Cipher B, and then also on NAMI. Now, we pointed this out on NAMI yesterday, but this is actually really, really nice to see. So you can see NAMI was putting in multiple drives of bull div. Actually, look at all these momentum waves that are making higher lows on the chart as the price action is making lower lows on the chart. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 momentum divs here of bullish divergence on NAMI, and our money flow was curving to the upside here. So nice signal to look for a bit of a retrace or a relief bounce from this dump that we've been seeing the past few days. It is crossing over into the green on NAMI just now. On Market Cipher B, we still haven't crossed over into the green, but it is moving to the upside. So that is a bit of a bullish sign here. Maybe a continuation a little bit higher. And then let's zoom out onto the 12-hour. The 12-hour chart has been one of the key charts we've been watching because we have seen the money flow draining out of the asset as this entire range is forming. But look at the developments we're seeing today on the 12-hour chart. Our money flow has finally bottomed out here, and our momentum wave has bottomed out, and we have confirmed a green dot on the chart, on the 12-hour chart. NAMI, the money flow is curving to the upside as well, and green dots on bottoming out momentum wave. So looking pretty nice. The reaction that we're seeing from Bitcoin today is a very nice bullish reaction. And if this daily candle closes this bullish, and particularly back within our volume profile, we could see Bitcoin make that bigger move up to the 107K area or potentially even higher. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at some of our levels on the chart. Let me go ahead and delete this stuff real quick. Here we go. Okay, naked monthly points of controls. We don't have any nearby. Naked weekly points of controls. So we do have 2 fresh naked weekly points of controls on the chart here within this area. One of the levels that I will be looking for potential resistance is going to be the value area high of the range in confluence with the naked weekly point of control around 1084. And then we also had that golden pocket that was coming in. Wasn't the golden pocket? What was that? 786. Okay, and then I do believe we have 2-hour chart. Yeah, I think that is really going to be our primary area there. Just a naked weekly point of control, value area high of the range, coming in around 1084, 1085. Let's extend this box just a bit there. There we go. Let's grab this. We're just going to label this here. Okay, and then let's look at our naked daily points of controls. We have a naked daily point of control just a bit higher. And then, of course, this naked daily point of control I threw on the chart. It is from today's naked daily point of control, which it has not confirmed and will not confirm for another hour. But because it's very unlikely that we drop a few $1,000s in an hour, I do have it on the chart already marked out. You can see if we let that load up here. Naked daily point of control at 99.5. Actually, that's from yesterday's. Excuse me, yesterday's naked daily point of control. Today's will be around that 101 350-ish area. And we will mark that out in an hour once it closes. No monthly levels, weekly levels, daily levels. Okay. Okay, so that area at 106.8, where we have our golden pocket, and the liquidity grab into the golden pocket. So if we go ahead and pull that fib again from our all-time high down to our range lows of this range, and we turn on our golden pocket, you can see that that golden pocket that I was just talking about just above also has a daily level within it. So that is going to be another definite area of resistance. We have a swing failure pattern into a golden pocket into a daily level. And then once again, guys, we are at resistance now. If we do the golden pocket pull just from our lower high, the second pivot of the channel, down to the lows, you can see we're at that golden pocket and anchored VWAP right now. We already had that marked out from yesterday's chart. It is marked out already. Not that guy. Yeah, this guy right here. It's already on the chart. Swing failure pattern into our golden pocket. This resistance was broken. That was our point of control. We can delete that. Very nice reaction, though, we are seeing from our pitchfork midline. Now, if we can break this value area high that is coming in around 108K, and we do have to remember we have a naked weekly point of control just above that. So if we can break that naked weekly point of control and value area high and start to close, I would say 4-hour candles above it, we could see a run all the way up to new all-time highs, and this entire corrective move could be over, and we could be starting another big impulse to the upside. Let me zoom. Let me go back onto the Coinbase chart. And one of the things that I covered in last week's videos, and I've also covered this in some of my Discord streams, is our trend-based Fibonacci time. And we were talking about, let me clean this chart up real quick here. One of the things that we were talking about in last week's videos is this low was highly unlikely to be the lows of the correction based off of our trend-based Fibonacci time. And anytime you see a macro impulse to the upside, we did see a macro impulse of 50% rise to the upside from 74K all the way up to new all-time highs, and you start your corrective price action. Generally, your correction goes to about the golden pocket, the 0.618 fib time, to about the 1-to-1 fib time. And those are really common areas where you do see relief bounces on that corrective move after an impulse. And so if we turn on that trend-based Fibonacci time, just going from the lows of the impulse to the highs of the impulse, the first low that we made of our range here was before the 0.382. And the 0.382 is generally the minimum amount of time you want to see that your lows of the correction come in. So because that move was made, that low was made before the 0.382, we did talk about in last week's video, there is a higher probability that this corrective move is not over and the low is not in, and there is a probability that we do see one more low come in. Well, now we have crossed that 0.382. We've even crossed the 0.618 Fibonacci time ratio. And now a new low has come in, and this could actually be the lows of the corrective move to the downside. I know some people are watching this on the daily as a daily bull flag. I am not ready to say this is a daily bull flag yet based off of the money flow. And also if we turn on our volume here, turn on the volume, it's not looking the worst. Let's just say that. So when you're looking at a bull flag, if you're looking at pattern trading, let me turn off this there. If you're looking at pattern trading, generally as the flag is forming in a bull flag, you want to see your volume getting lower and lower and lower as that flag is forming. When volume's going lower and lower and lower, you're more in corrective type price action. And then you could see that big spike in volume on the break of the bull flag to the upside. We can just do a little thought experiment here and look at the bull flag targets. And I'm not trading this as a bull flag, but let's just go ahead and throw it on there and see if the low is in of this corrective move and this bull flag is about to play out. Then we could pump all the way up to about 148K, 149K. Very unlikely for me. This scenario is very unlikely for me, but we could be watching this, or we could be at least watching a fake breakout of the bull flag to take the all-time highs and then maybe see a bit of a correction after that. This is the channel that we've been following. This channel here is like that flag channel. So if we start breaking this resistance with some volume, then we could look at maybe the bull flag is starting to play out. Let's zoom in on the charts. Let's go to the 4-hour chart. And the top of that channel is going to be coming in right around 109,700. 109,600, 109,700. I believe that is going to be close to our 786 Fibonacci pull. Let's turn on that 786. Yeah, 786 is right around 109K. Depending on time-wise, that is going to be another potential area where we could find a rejection. And then we, of course, have that internal liquidity grab of last Monday's highs into that 786 and into the top of the channel. So yes, I understand, guys. I'm giving you a lot of different levels of resistance. And, you know, you're like, which one is it? Why, why so many levels? Well, as a trader, we play level to level. You know, we were looking at 102.4. If we break that, then we look up to 103.5, 0.6, 103.5. If you see your reactions there and confirmations to look for shorts, you take a short there. We did not see that earlier today. Now we are breaking up to our next level of resistance, being the anchored VWAP and our golden pocket from our lower high. This golden pocket right here. This is an area where we absolutely could reject and start to roll over. Do we see bear divs on the chart? Well, let's zoom in here. 6-minute, no bear divs, money flow looks pretty good. 12-minute, no bear divs. Actually, yes, slight bear divs on the 12-minute. Lower highs in the momentum waves, higher highs in the price action. Okay, so we are seeing some confirmation. Also on NAMI, we have the bear divs coming in. Money flows leaving out of the asset. Money flow on market cipher B is starting to top off on the 12-minute. Okay, so we have one strike against, one strike for. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Do we see any bear divs? No, we do not see any bear divs. Money flow looks overall bullish. Okay, let's go to the hourly chart. Do we see bear divs? No. Now, money flow has crossed over back into the red, and it looks like on NAMI, no bear divs between these two momentum waves here. Money flow is rising to the upside. So what I am seeing here, and then we looked at the 2-hour. The 2-hour looks pretty bullish as well. Money flow just crossing over into the green, no bear divs. So what I am seeing now, yes, we are at resistance, and yes, this is a level where we could reject, but I am seeing a lack of confirmation to enter a trade here, to enter a short trade. So I will wait for the next level because I do not see any confirmations to enter short. So the next level up is that box I just talked about with the higher golden pocket with a swing failure pattern around 107. If we make it up to that level and we're starting to see some bear divs on the chart, I will look for a short. If we make it up to that level and we are still seeing a lack of bear divs on the chart, I will wait for the next level, being the value area high, naked weekly point of control. And that is how, as a trader, you mark out your key levels. You wait for the price to come to those areas of interest. And if you see confirmation, you enter the trade. If not, you do not enter. That is kind of what we're looking at for Bitcoin today. Let's go ahead and refresh our open interest chart. Let's take a look at this. One of the things that is a bit concerning, guys, with this pump that we're seeing today, let's zoom out onto the 15-minute chart. The pump that we are seeing today is a complete short squeeze. Look at our open interest here on the chart. As we have pushed up all day long, our open interest has been significantly decreasing. Now, your CVD is rising. That means there are buyers in the market buyers. But because our open interest is dropping, it's not new money that's coming into the market that's pushing the price of Bitcoin. It is late short positions that are getting stopped out or liquidated. Now, what is a short that is forced to close? It's a market buy. That is why our CVD is rising, because a lot of late shorters are getting squeezed out of their positions, either liquidated or stopped out, causing market buys. Price is rising from that, but we know that it's not new money pushing the price up based off our open interest consistently dropping to the downside. Now, with short squeezes, if you do not see new money come in to sustain the price, after the short squeeze ends, you could absolutely roll right back over and see the dump right back to your lows again. So we do need some new money to come step in here to support the price of Bitcoin. And where would we expect that new money to come in? Well, for me, if we pull that range again of our last 6 weeks and we look at our value area low, let's go ahead and pull our golden pocket from the lows of today to today's highs. Okay, not golden pocket there. It was from the higher low to today's highs. That golden pocket is going to be coming in right around the value area low. And that is an area where I'd expect buyers to step in, if we see this, to step in and continue to push the price up. And that would also maintain the bullish market structure. So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And market structure would be flipping bullishly. 1 hour chart. Okay. Yeah, so that is about it for Bitcoin, guys. We are seeing that nice reaction from our pitchfork midline here Very nice reaction, reclaiming the value area low and even right now the point of control of the range. So Bitcoin is back just range trading. Yes, we had some geopolitical news that caused a little bit of uncertainty, which caused the price to dump a bit, but we are just back within the range and we trade the range until it breaks. Overall, I do think that this low could hold. This is a major support level for the pitchfork that has really guided us for over 9 months. Do I think it's impossible that another low is not going to be made? No, I do definitely think that we got close enough to that naked daily, that major point of control, major range point of control, that we could make another lower high on the charts and roll over and continue to come down to 96.5. Let's go to our liquidation heat map. This is our Model 3. Let's check out the last 3 months of price action. Okay, so at least on Binance, the majority of the liquidity is below us. Let's check out Bybit. Yes, we do have that liquidity that is below us, resting into about that 92K area. I would suspect that we do get a good bounce at 96.5, and that could be the lows if we are going to continue dumping. But we also have some very, very nice liquidity resting right above the all-time highs. And I've been talking to you guys about this for a couple weeks now, but I am very concerned about an SFP of the all-time highs into that pitchfork band. Once again, now that pitchfork band's getting kind of far away. But if we look at the pitchfork on Coinbase, the smaller pitchfork, let's go ahead and turn that on. Yeah, I guess depending on time-wise, this pitchfork midline could be in alignment with that liquidity grab, but we'd want to see some chop for a few weeks or 2 weeks at least. But I am concerned about taking the liquidity above the all-time highs and then seeing a bigger dump to the downside because of the triple drive of weekly bear divs that we do see on the chart, and because of some of those daily bear divs, the triple drive of daily bear divs that we are seeing playing out. But that's about it, guys. Let's look very, very locally at our last 48 hours of trading. And we can look, yeah, we've grabbed the liquidity that was above us from this weekend. We've closed the CME gap from the weekend and really wiped out all the liquidity. Let's look at the last month of liquidity within this range. Let's go to Bybit. Yeah, okay, so really a lot of the liquidity has been wiped out from this range now that we've taken out the lows of the range again. And you can see there is some liquidity that is above those all-time highs or coming up above the lower high around 111.3. I'm not so sure we make it straight up there, but it is a possibility. So we have our levels of interest marked out on the charts. We wait for the price to get to those levels. If we see our confirmations, we can look to enter short. If not, we wait, we sit on our hands, we be patient, and sometimes not trying to take every trade is the best trade to do. I am interested in a bounce from the VWAP, guys. You can see this VWAP from today. Yes, it's going to be closing in about 45 minutes and snapping up to price, but this VWAP is about the bottom of the band, and that's going to be right around your value area low as well. So value area low, VWAP, local golden pocket is going to be coming in that area. Let's pull that. Boom. Yeah, golden pocket's just a little bit below that, but this general area could be a nice support area if Bitcoin is going to make a higher low and continue working our way to the value area high. That's about it for today, guys. If you got anything out of this video, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I do have a couple sponsors and partners of the channel. BYDFI is a VPN-free and KY-free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. They are offering 15% cash back off your initial deposit, and they are offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses depending on how much you trade and how much volume you move. If you sign up using my affiliate link, you do get discounts on your trading fees, 17% discounts just for signing up, but depending on how much you deposit, you can get actually up to 70% discounts on your trading fees. So link is in the description if you're interested with BYDFI. We do have NAMI here. NAMI is an indicator that I'm using to help with those trade confirmations once we get up to our key levels. And this indicator is running a 50% off special for a limited time. Divine50 is the discount code. If you use my affiliate link with that discount code, you can get that discount. Link is in the description. And then lastly, we do have MEXC. They're offering 10% cash back on your initial deposit and up to $20,000 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you move. So thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys later.